Hello, welcome to the DG Beer Review. We're going to be reviewing a beer this time that I'm, number one, surprised that I hadn't reviewed, and number two, also surprised that I don't believe I've ever had it in my entire life. This storied beer, this Westmalle Dubbel Trappist Ale, never ever, as far as I can remember, I've tried a lot of beers in my life, I don't ever remember actually having this. I may have at some point, but definitely didn't review it, and really excited to get into this because it's really a historic beer. It's brewed by a brewery in Malle, Belgium, the Trappist Westmalle, or Brewery Westmalle, I should say. And this is a Belgian Dubbel. It comes into us at 7% ABV, so very highly ranked on Beer Advocate. It's the third best Belgian Dubbel. So we're looking for kind of a rich, malty look to this beer. Spicy, maybe not quite as fruity as the Belgian Strong Darks. Medium to amber color, and maybe kind of a sweeter kind of taste. So looking at that caramel, kind of after dinner chocolatey. Maybe not chocolatey, but caramel, molasses kind of taste that you get from this style. Of course, this is, I think, boasted as being the first Dubbel. Now, this brewery also made the first triple, or what they called a triple, for the first time. So, Belgian Dubbels, we're looking between 6 and 9%. In this case, we have a 7, 15 to 30 IBUs. I didn't get the IBU count on here. I don't know if it's on the bottle or not. Might be, may not be. Apparently not, so I'll go with that. Should be served in a goblet. I'm drinking it in a wine glass. Again, gotta get that goblet one of these days. So let's talk a little bit about the brewery first. We have this Trappist brewery that currently produces 3 beers. That's it. That's all they produce. It's designated as a Trappist beer, or the beers they make, I should say, are designated as Trappist beers by the International Trappist Association. There's an association you have to go through, and permissions that you have to get to be deemed a Trappist ale. And of course, Westmalle has done that. Now, the triple, as I mentioned before, is credited with being the first Golden Strong Ale. One of these days, I guess we'll review that. But anyway, the monastery was founded back in the brewery, I should say, was founded back in 1836. The monastery was founded in 1794. So 42 years after it was opened, I guess, they said, hey, let's start brewing beer. Have some real fun here. Just being monks isn't cutting it. We just got to be fun monks who brew beer. And this whole big thing in Belgium kind of started from that. Or at least they were one of the brewers that did that, I should say. It's currently run by 22 monks and 40 secular workers. So not a huge employment class there. And they also make cheese, which does pair with beer pretty well as well. So is Martinus Dom, who was the first abbot, was the guy behind saying, hey, we're going to do a brewery now. This particular beer, the Dubbel, traces its roots back to 1865, year after the Civil War ended in the United States. It's kind of a coincidence. It's considered the first of its kind. Local sales of beer in general began in 1856 for Westmalle. They also built a new brewery in 1934. They remodeled that brewery in 1991. Currently has a bottling capacity of 45,000 bottles per hour. Gotta love that. So this beer, according to the summary, is a dark red brown beer with a rich, complex taste thanks to the fermentation of the bottle. Has touches of caramel, malt, and fruity esters reminiscent of ripe banana. The 1926 recipe is the basis for the Dubbel. So I guess this particular recipe isn't the same as the 1865 one. It's the 1926 recipe. I don't know what the 1865 one would have been. I guess we'll never know. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll say, hey, we're going to do the 1865 recipe again as a special. Who knows? So let's open this up and get this into this wine glass here and see what we got. Lots of frothiness here. Yep, dark and caramel color, as you can see. Yep, Really, really a lot going on there. Very, very dark, big head, getting an effervescent kind of look to it. That khaki tan head. So let's get the aroma. Yep. Definitely getting the molasses kind of smell with a hint of that banana that it was kind of boasting a little bit. Cloven. Just kind of a less potent version of a Belgian strong. But definitely just by the book, just perfectly done aroma to this beer. So let's get the taste now of Trappist Westmalle Dubbel. So the first thing that kind of hits me is a tanginess right on the top of the tongue, and it pervades, very spicy. I'm getting a little bit of the caramel notes. Not getting so much of the banana in the taste as I was faintly in the smell. A lot going on. It's definitely a dark, sugary kind of feel to this beer. Not too much dark fruit, so it's not really a Belgian strong, but just definitely like a caramel kind of taste, very strong caramel taste. And just a subtle hint of that, baked kind of feeling in the back of the throat, roasted, toasted kind of taste, a little bit very, very faint. So it's not quite like a stout or anything like that, but I'm getting a little bit of that in the back of the throat. It's very, very, very faint. This is really a well-crafted double. And one that many people will call the quintessential double, at least in the class of 2 or 3 other ones. So I'm going to have to give Westmalle Abbey Dubbel, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. Perfect. It really hits the nail on the head with the style. I mean, it's basically, I guess, the originator of the style, or one of the originators of the style, depending on what you believe. So they've kind of set the bar, and everyone else is trying to match it and maybe surpass it. But very good in the style, and it's just as advertised. I like the style. I'm not, it's not the style that I opt for. I usually like triples, or I guess if you're talking about the same feel, I like the Belgian strong darks a little more, like the St. Bernardus kind of beers. But this one, for its style, is just, I would say it's the quintessential. It's definitely, I could definitely see how it would be the one that others would be judged on. So 10 out of 10 for Trappist Westmalle Dubbel.